Okay, this is grade 8, number 15 in your multiple choice review package. So this is one that's talking about consecutive numbers. We're lucky we don't actually have to solve the problem in this case. It's just asking us which one of these descriptions matches up with the equation that they've given us. Okay, so it's saying given the 4 consecutive numbers. Okay, so in the equation x plus 1 plus x plus 2 minus 12 equals x plus 3, it says x represents the smallest number in a series of 4 consecutive integers. Okay? Consecutive means that they come one after the other. So that's why it was plus 1, plus 2, and plus 3, because they're numbers that follow each other by 1. They follow each other directly. In the other questions that you guys have seen where it says increasing by odd numbers or consecutive even numbers, those are always plus 2, because even and odd numbers go up by 2. So like 2, 4, 6, 8, they're going up by 2. So that's why you would be adding 2. These are directly conservative numbers. So this is my first number, x. This x plus 1 is my second number. X plus 2 is my third number. And this x plus 3 that's on the other side is my fourth number. So there are 4 consecutive numbers. We do not have to solve for what they are, but all of the sentences start with given 4 consecutive integers. Okay, so they all started like that. That's fine. Okay, this one says the sum of the first 3 integers. If you notice, some of these are saying product. So right away, we can see from here, we're not doing a product of these numbers. We're doing a sum. We're adding them up. So I'm going to cross out right away the ones that are talking about product. Okay, so then my options that I have left are A and C. This one says the sum of the first 3 integers is 12 less than the fourth integer. Okay, well, let me take a look at what it's doing. It's adding up the first 3 numbers. It's subtracting 12, and it's saying it's equal to the fourth number. So this one so far is looking pretty equivalent to me because it's saying it's 12 less than the fourth number. Given 4 consecutive integers, the sum of the first 3 integers is 12 more than the fourth integer. Okay, well that's a little bit confusing, because they're almost exactly the same here. So I think that what you would need to do is, if it's saying 12 less than or 12 more than the fourth integer, I think we would have to move the 12 to the other side to figure out what the answer is. Okay, so if you bring the 12 over to the other side with the 4, equals x plus 3, because you're looking at the sum of the first 3 integers, which is all of this. Okay, if you bring the 12 to the other side, okay, it's saying the sum of the 3 integers is, which is my equal sign, 12 less than the fourth integer. Well, actually, when we bring the 12 to the other side, it's 12 more than the fourth integer. Okay, so that was a little bit confusing, but you have to figure out where the is goes, and that's your equals. Okay, so this is your equals. 12 less than the fourth integer, so that's not right. It's 12 more than the fourth integer. So your answer here would be C. So pay attention to what the question's asking all the time. So if it's consecutive numbers, it's going up by 1. Again, if it was consecutive odd numbers or consecutive even numbers, it would be going up by 2. This question's for grade 8. It's number 20 in your multiple choice review package. So it's saying Jamil babysits for several families in his neighborhood. He charges $2 for his travel expenses plus $5 per hour. So which table of values represents the relationship between the time Jamil spends babysitting and the amount of money he earns? So we already have our table set up. This is our x and our y. So time is in times our x value. The amount of money that he earns depends on how many hours he works, okay? So this is a perfect example of a y equals ax plus b situation that goes in a straight line. So the initial amount that he charges for working 0 hours, the b, is the $2. And the $5 is a rate. So this is our a, and this is our b. So y equals 5x plus 2. All right, so looking at the table of values that I have here, I have to figure out which one is increasing by $5 per hour. And I'm going to have to work backwards to see which one starts out at $2 as a value, so for my B. So first of all, if I look here, luckily all of the X values are going up by 1, so that's perfect. So every 1 hour, it's showing me how much my price is going up. So this, when it goes up by 1 hour, this is going up by 5. It's going up by 5. Okay, and that matches what we said. It said $5 per hour. Same thing in this one. They're also going up by 5. So far these two are good. This one, for 1 hour, he's making $3. For 2 hours, he's making $4. This is not going up by 5. Okay, it's going up by $1. 4, 5, 6. He's making $1 an hour in this situation. So C is no good. And in D, it has, so that one really had no pas de rapport with any of the options that we were looking at. But for D, they did the opposite. D is going up by $2. Okay, so that's if you mixed up your A and your B. This is the one that would trick you if you put them in the wrong place here. But the one that's a rate, dollars per hour, is a rate that you're getting paid. Okay, that's the one that goes in your A. So this one is no good, but it's just because they mixed up the A and the B. So I have two viable options here where I'm getting paid $5 an hour. But what I have to do is I have to go backwards and see what factors in the $2 that he's charging for his traveling expenses to get to this person's house. So if I work backwards, like your B, your initial value, is supposed to be your Y value when your X is 0. So I'm going to make an extra column in these for myself with 0. Since this was going up by 1 all the time, this goes down by 1. So if I go backwards, if these were going up by 5, I should go backwards by 5. So I do 7 minus 5 is 2. In this case, I had 5, 10, 15, 20. So this is starting out at 5. If I go backwards by 1, do minus 5, this is 0. So the problem is that in B, there is no $2 initial value for his traveling expenses. So A is the correct answer because it factors in the $5 per hour, but also the $2 that he's charging for his traveling expenses. So just pay attention to your, whichever one is talking about an actual rate is your A, and initial value is a constant price that's being added.